What is the most responsible way for me to talk about this that doesn't get me arrested? Let's just dive in. Colin, you've seen the movie Volcano. I've seen the movie Volcano. I was Anne Heche in Volcano today. I'm sitting there minding my own business. It's about noon, scrolling through the iJosh, and all of a sudden, there it is. There's the news. We got a college football playoff expansion looming. It's imminent. It's this and that. Here are the details. Well, we'll go through the details together in just a second. But what does Anne Heche have to do with any of this? Well, at first I wanted to be Tommy Lee Jones in Volcano because he's the big hero. But he was kind of stupid for a little while. Anne Heche knew what she was doing. She was the geologist. She knew what was up. And I was her today because as the rest of America, seemingly around me, was celebrating, I was the one saying, we got much bigger problems on the horizon. So if you've ever seen the movie Volcano, you know what happens. There's a volcano in Los Angeles. Very convenient for the movie's purposes. Right there in the La Brea tar pits. Volcano. And so then lava just starts pouring down a road in the middle of Los Angeles. And they bring in these big concrete girders, okay? And they put them all across the road. And the big question, everyone's mind is focused on, is what we put in the way of the lava, is it going to stop the lava? In college football right now, it's, well, we got a lot of problems. We got a lack of parity. We got a lack of interest at the end of the year. Can we put something in the way, or can we put a fix in that maybe changes what the status quo is? So in the movie, they stop the lava. And then they're dumb enough to celebrate. And all the while, Anne Heche is over here saying, the lava's not going anywhere. The lava's just, it's going through the subway tunnels. It's going through the sewer system. You still got an active volcano. Still got a huge problem in college football. Nothing got solved today. When they push this thing through, which, believe me, they will, nothing's getting solved. You got one solution, and for every one solution in this proposal, you got 1.5 problems. Now, what sucks for people like me is it's going to be too late once we realize it. Los Angeles got saved by Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche. I don't think anyone's coming to save college football. But I do want to dive into the particulars. If you've been, I don't know, at a job today and you didn't get to be dialed into this like we were, here's what happened. Jesse, I think we have, I think we have some graphics for it, but there were multiple reports, kind of came out around the same time. It's funny how the same folks that had all these stories are the same ones that had all the Big Ten stories, you know, when they were trying to cancel the season. But I digress. So the College Football Playoff Management Committee, of which, it's going to shock you, I'm not a part of, they will meet next week. And a proposal is going to be put in front of them, and it's going to be given to them by a working group that has been working on this for a little while. And the proposal is a 12-team playoff. The 6 highest-ranked conference champions, I want you to pay close attention to that language, the 6 highest rated. And there's no auto bid here, just the 6 highest rated. It also doesn't say highest rated Power 5 champs, it just says highest rated conference champs. Also, 6 at-larges. No auto bids, no limit to amount of playoff teams per conference here. And we have a statement. No segment is good without a statement. This is from the members of the working group of the College Football Playoff Committee. The 4-team format has been a very popular, big success, but it's important that we consider the opportunity for more teams and more student athletes to participate in the playoff, all about the student athlete. After reviewing numerous options, or as you may call them, numerous options, we believe this proposal is the best option to increase participation, enhance the regular season, and grow the national excitement of college football. Okay, in other words, we're going to make more money. I don't know why I wasted time on the 2 paragraphs. We're going to make a whole lot more money, and we fooled a lot of you into supporting the idea that's going to make us a whole lot more money. So listen, we have gone about this many times. It's why I'm not going to dive back into the particulars of why I don't support expansion and why you do support expansion. I know I use some strong language sometimes, well, strong for me, relative to people on various sides of the fence here. I know 99% of you love college football just like I do. So if we differ on what we think is best for the game, who cares? We can go eat barbecue tomorrow, that's fine. I do get somewhat aggravated by the fact that there are a lot of tourists associated with not this sport, but this proposal who come in and couldn't tell you the mascot for Iowa State to save their lives, and yet they've got to say so in how this is ultimately going to work, but I can't do anything to change that. But I'm not going to waste much time debating that. If you want I'll tell you what, if you want my thoughts on this, go listen to the Tuesday Morning Late Kick Extra podcast. I laid out every reason. I sounded like I was hopped up on cocaine, man. I was talking fast. It sounded like you had accidentally hit the 1.5 or 2-time button, and you were listening to me in fast forward, because I thought that about myself. Full disclosure, when I listened to the replay, and I was just talking that fast, embarrassingly so, actually. But to be clear, just so you know where I stand on this, there were some problems that were temporarily solved here. And I want to state this because a lot of people are going to try and reconstruct what someone like me says down the road, because this is going to be a success initially. It's going to be a huge success. It's going to be a spectacle, a huge success. The first year, second year, third year, it's going to be pretty incredible to watch. And I have long maintained the playoff product in a bubble, in a vacuum, will be a success. It'll be something to watch. I'll be at the games. We'll be covering them. We'll be talking about them. Oh, it'll be great to see. Okay? My point is, has and always will be, that's not the genesis, or at least that's not the crux of this sport to me. The regular season always has been. A lot of you out there believe this will not deter. It will only enhance the value of the regular season. I wholeheartedly disagree. I've stated my reasons. But again, I'm not here to argue about that tonight. But here's what I want to do. I told you I wasn't going to go that long on this because we've got many, many weeks down the road. This won't be wrapped up until September. We got many weeks down the road to talk about it. But I do just I want you to bookmark something for me. I was thinking about this a lot today. You know, if you watch the show, I don't really try and, we don't do any hot takes around here. It's totally the antithesis of what our modus operandi is. So it's not what I'm trying to do. I wholeheartedly believe the words that are about to come out of my mouth. But I just want you to bookmark this because it's not going to be relevant in 22, 23, 24, 25, whenever this starts. But down the road, as a result of the changes that are coming to this sport, you mark my words, there are 3 words that you never thought you'd hear come out of your mouth that, as sure as we sit here and talk to each other today, are going to creep in to the college football vernacular over the next decade. And they are meaningless playoff game. Now, that sounds stupid. It sounds outright insane. And you're right. If you're applying status quo of present day to what I just said, it is insane. But I want you to hit rewind with me. Do me a favor. Just a decade ago, let's go back and let's remember what it would have been like if you and I were talking in, I don't know, 2011, and I told you we got a playoff coming. You would have probably celebrated. Most people would have. You looked forward to it. But here's what the playoff's going to do. It's going to make bowl games meaningless, totally meaningless. Even what we would call BCS games, rotational games, New Year's Six games, they're going to be meaningless. So much so that you're going to say the words yourself, and players are going to be opting out of those games. You would have told me that's crazy. You never could have envisioned it, because based on the status quo at the time, that would have made no sense. But we did not maintain status quo. We incorporated a playoff, and so everything changed. And so I want you to tell me, do you know of anything in the world where you can decrease the scarcity of a product but maintain the value of the product? Because I don't. Currency, playoff spots, and the like. I don't know anything that you can have more of but maintain the value of. So right now, we know how valuable those playoff spots are because there are only, 4 of them. So we increased to 12. First few years, this will not be a problem, but I want you to bookmark it, and you can mark my words right along with it. Down the road, once we got several cycles in, and you watch, even you guys who are supporting this expansion are admitting publicly, this isn't going to do anything to close the gap. The elites will still be elite. The haves will still have. The have-nots will still have not. It's just going to give more people a chance to get in. Oh, yeah, it will. It sure will. You always assume that's going to mean the same thing then that it does right now. It won't, because you're going to watch people get their heads bashed against a wall. You're going to watch a bunch of 11 and 12 seeds get in there and get splattered all over a stadium for 4 quarters. And then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be reconditioned. And you're not going to view a playoff spot equal to a playoff spot. And you won't have to think it. You'll start saying it. Mark my words, over the next decade, one of your multiples of you will say out loud, these playoff games are a little more meaningless than the big ones down the road. What will you have done then? Well, you will have proven me right, but I couldn't care less about being right. I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm right about this, it'll be too late. Just as you've been telling me all week, oh, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Yeah, you want to go back in time, back to when we didn't even have a playoff. Well, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. That's true. What I just like to do is take the tube of toothpaste out of the hands of the kids who made the mess in the first place. But the ones who made the mess have an ulterior motive here. They've convinced you this is what's best for the game. It's what's best for their wallet. You just happen to go along with it. So I'm diametrically opposed to the logic that's been put out there. No one has said anything that's changed my mind on this. And you can rest assured I'm standing behind my convictions, because this is going to be great for me. Choked again. Late Kick will massively benefit from this. Our show's numbers will go through the roof. Our show's profile will explode. I'm kind of like a conference commissioner. I will benefit financially from this. And yet I still hate it. So if you wonder if I mean what I say, You can take it to the bank, because I will take it to the bank, and I will not even be happy doing it.